What is up, YouTube? It is your boy Shabby Shambles. In the market this week, we've had ups, we've had downs. We're going to go over it all in the market recap. Stay tuned. This week, we were off to a rough start. Palantir earnings came out on Monday, and boy, did we get beat. The earnings numbers themselves weren't that bad. They were unexciting for sure, but they were not that bad. There's just a huge sell-off Monday. And it took until Thursday or Friday for that number to come up. Following the CPI data that came out on Thursday, but boy did we get crushed on that Monday. I mean, we were talking. I think we lost 15-16% off a stock that was already down pretty hard from all-time highs. So that was Monday. It was Monday. It was a pretty demoralizing Monday. And then Tuesday or Wednesday, the stuff about FTX came out, and we don't even know how far-reaching that is. I mean, they're a big player, and there's talk that there are big banks rolled up in this. Alameda is rolled up in this. There are all sorts of players invested in FTX. I saw today the Ontario Teachers Pension Plan bought like 20 million, 50 million FTX. So this might have some far-reaching effects that we are not yet aware of. So we were looking to have a pretty bad week. But then on Thursday, the CPI data came out, and inflation was actually down from its peak over the summer, which was good. It might not stay there. Christmas rush being what it is. Consumers typically, want to go out and buy around Christmas, and people, will raise their prices a little bit around Christmas, expecting consumers to be able to pay more or to be willing to pay more. But it is good to see inflation's finally start to come down. Maybe the Fed lets up on the throttle they've been going at full force, and we see them finally start to cut back on raising lending rates. That would be very nice, so people can actually save some money instead of just living hand to mouth, paycheck to paycheck, as a lot of people have been. So to end the week, we had a bounce. We had a stocks are up across the board. On that CPI data, again, a lot of stuff happens in the interim, but I mean, pay attention to the Fed. That's where a lot of the fundamentals live for this stuff. So you gotta pay attention to the data they're putting out. You gotta pay attention to their statements, and I'm gonna cover it all as it comes out for sure. But I was encouraged by the CPI data. It wasn't great. It wasn't saying that we were back to 2%, 3% inflation year over year, but it was a percentage point or even 2 percentage points down from its peak over the summer, which was good. It means the Fed's policies are finally starting to work. Inflation is finally starting to come down, and we'll see if it keeps up. Right? We'll see if it keeps up, and we'll see what the Fed does. So going into Monday, we're looking at Nvidia earnings on Monday. And I have a huge bear case against Nvidia, and they're up about a little under 40% this month alone. I think that they are going to get crushed. I think that this stock is way too high from where it should be. I think that they're going to come out with a pretty poor earnings report, and we are going to see this stock fall off a cliff. I'm talking 20-30% down on Monday. This is just from a fundamentals perspective. Looking at, other chip manufacturers have been recording bad earnings, low demand. There's a supply crunch. China is the biggest supplier of a lot of the materials for semiconductors. I think they're in for it. I think that they are in for it. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. These are the markets. It's unpredictable. It's volatile. Who knows? But I think Nvidia is way higher than it should be. And I have a video I'm going to link here, unless it's up here, all about that, all about my bear case on Nvidia. So if you're interested in seeing my bear case and seeing if you agree with it and seeing if there's play there, I would recommend checking it out because I think it's well researched and I think it's I think unfortunately and I like Nvidia as a stock. I like them just generally speaking, but I think in this case they are way too high, way overhyped from where they should be. But we'll see. We'll see what happens on Monday. But this is a crazy week, a roller coaster of a week. And the headline this week is the FTX stuff and maybe even the bottom of the market. I mean this stuff with FTX and then the CPI data pulling back. Kind of feels like there might be a momentum shift incoming. We'll see what the Fed says because a lot of this is really dictated by the Fed. The Fed raising lending rates is what kicked off the recession in the bear market, partly in the first place. So we'll see what they say. We'll see what Jerome Powell has in store for us. But that's been the market this week. Until next time, guys, remember to like and subscribe. I've been Shabby Shambles. Till next time.